Not a good effort tonight by the Bulls. In fact, it was worse than that. It was a piss poor effort on both ends of the floor. The energy was high early, looked like the Bulls were actually going to get ready to come out and compete, come out and play mad after that loss last night that actually should have been a win based on the L2M report that DeMar DeRozan was in fact fouled on that last shot, which would have given him 3 free throws. Ridiculous, but maybe we'll save that for a different video. And they looked good to start the game. Zach came out looking strong, much better than he did in the preseason. Then, what was it, about halfway through the first quarter, the Bulls just started fumbling the ball, turning it over, taking bad shots. Even the good shots they were taking, they weren't going down. Everything just really went downhill from there. And even when the Bulls finally started to make a run where they brought the game under double digits, a silly turnover which led to a transition 3 by the Cavs completely took all of the momentum away, and the Cavs never really looked back from there. Oh, and the Cavs didn't even have Darius Garland tonight. Look, I know it was the second game of a back-to-back in which they had to travel the night before coming from DC, and I also don't want to take away how great the Cavs showed up tonight. They are a really good team, and they're going to be a good team this season that the Bulls are going to be competing with for playoff positioning. But it is inexcusable for the Bulls to lose by more than 30 points in their home opener. Period. You come out and compete for your fans. I don't care how exhausted you are, which really shouldn't be that exhausted on a back-to-back when it's only the 3rd game of the season, but you come out with hustle and energy to give the fans a show for the first game of the season. I'd be livid if I paid to see the Bulls play in this game tonight, because you know those season opener tickets are not cheap. Anyway, about this game, I mean, what is there to say? Should we start with the bright spots, if there were any? Javonte Green had an incredible transition dunk. Need to see more plays like those where the guys are pushing the pace and getting out and attacking the basket. The other good thing was seeing Zach Levine back in the lineup, and he had a pretty solid game, even though it wasn't that noticeable given he was a -19 on the night and didn't shoot the ball that well from deep, 2 for 6 from 3. But he did finish the game with 23 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 9 for 17 shooting. Had some nice lobs. Just hope to see Zach's 3-point shooting get back to what it used to be, because the Bulls need their shooters, especially with no Lonzo Ball. The Bulls yet again shot horribly from 3 tonight, 7 for 29, 24%. That was even worse than last night. And the thing is, the guys are getting good looks. They're getting open looks or creating enough space where you think this is a shot that should go in, and they just brick it. Coby White, and we talk about consistency with this guy, 0 for 5 tonight from 3. We need his shooting coming off the bench. It's a completely different game when you can rely upon guys to shoot the 3 ball consistently well on a nightly basis. Also, I don't really know what was going on with DeMar tonight. Yes, he got ejected for getting 2 technicals, which I'm not mad about because the officiating was actually pretty awful tonight, calling a lot of ticky-tack fouls, and by the time DeMar got ejected, the game was over anyway, so it's not like it really mattered. But he just didn't seem like himself tonight. First of all, only taking 9 shots. That's unheard of for DeMar. Even with Zach back in the lineup, he's going to put up more shot attempts than that. And he also wasn't a factor when it came to running the offense and playmaking for guys, as we saw in the last 2 games. Only 13 points tonight for DeMar, and 7 of those came off of free throws. Vucevic was okay. I mean, he's still looking better than he did last season. So far, anyway. More efficient on offense, more aggressive operating in the post. Got to see him get more than 4 rebounds, though. He was getting bullied in the paint from guys like Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Kevin Love. He did have 3 blocks tonight, though. That was good to see. Vooch, over the last couple of seasons, has actually become more aggressive as a shot blocker, which has been good. Patrick Williams, though, I mean, I said it in last night's video, I just don't know how Billy Donovan can continue justifying starting Patrick. Billy has always been the one saying he doesn't believe in giving entitlement starts just because a player is a number 4 draft pick. He's been MIA when he's on the court. It's still only 3 games, and I know this video is now coming off like a complete overreaction, like relax dude, it's just the 3rd game of the season, but we've got to be seeing more from Patrick. It's one thing to have a slow start to the year, but he's not even a factor whatsoever when he's on the court. 6 points in 16 minutes, and by the way, 5 of those minutes were in garbage time. And you actually finally saw Pat being a little more aggressive when the game didn't matter at that point. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal. Still hasn't scored or rebounded in double figures yet this season, as the Bulls' starting power forward. I don't know how much longer Billy can keep this up, having him in the starting lineup. We've seen him perform better coming off the bench. He's not earning those minutes as a starter. Donovan is always taking him out early anyway. We'll see if things change at all for the next game in Boston, but thus far, you've got to be concerned about what you're seeing from Patrick Williams, as everyone is expecting him to make that year 3 leap That has just not been the case at all in these first 3 games. The other thing I wanted to call out from the game was just the complete lack of perimeter defense on the part of the Bulls. You should never be giving up 16 threes to your opponent and letting them shoot near 60% from 3. That is unacceptable. The Cavs shot better from behind the arc than they did from inside the 3-point line. How? Well, it's because the Bulls were lost on defense, not reading screens, not quick on their switches, not staying with their man, and leaving guys wide open for 3. Hell, they let 40-year-old Kevin Love go 5 for 6 from 3. 5 for 6. I know he's not actually 40, just making a point that he's old. Donovan Mitchell was lights out tonight. Io, not much of a factor in guarding him, as we've seen him do well in the past against high-volume scoring guards. Jetty Osman, letting him get his. Caris LeVert was knocking down threes. Also, oh my god, how do you let Robin Lopez cook you in the paint and have him go 6 for 7 and score 12 points? The Bulls got out-rebounded badly. They got dominated on assists. The Cavs were moving the ball with ease while the Bulls' offense was pretty much just stagnant. Look, you get the picture. I don't need to harp on this team any more than I already have. It's a disappointing loss, a very bad loss. I'm just hoping the Bulls shrug it off. It's only the 3rd game of the season. Guys are still trying to get in the rhythm, but man, things are not looking very good so far in the early going. If tonight was any indication of what is to come, yeah, not good. Anyway, these videos are always harder to do after a terrible loss. Would appreciate a like on it, as well as subscribing if you're new to the channel, as I'll be covering the Bulls all season long. You can also subscribe to my broader NBA channel and One Hoops. I'll leave a link to that down in the description. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will catch you in the next one.